I just we're gonna go into the Chargers draft grades. There was an article that I wanted to look out that I was looking at a little earlier, and I wanted to share it with you. And personally, I feel like the Chargers draft grade. I mean, I'm gonna give them about an. I'm gonna give them an A. I think an A is solid. I think that's fair. I believe they signed a they not signed they drafted quite a few offensive linemen and guys who I think they at least got two guys from this draft that can start immediately for us right now. Akeem Mesidor and also Jake Slaughter. Genesis Smith is going to be extremely interesting. And also maybe not start, but definitely play Brendan Thompson, the wide receiver. I think he is going to be extremely exciting. I think he's actually the most exciting pick out of all the picks that we got. This draft was extremely strategic by Joe Ortiz. It really was, and I'm really loving what he's doing as our general manager. The only thing that has me question Joe Ortiz is his. I almost want to say frugality, but I don't know if it's more being frugal, mostly being cheap. His cheapness in when it comes to free agency. He talks about in he talks about word on the street is that he does not like to spend a lot of money in free agency. That bothers me. That bothers me a bit. I do believe that you take care of the in-house first. The guys, well, the obvious players in the in-house first. I do believe you do take care of that. I believe that guys like Darren James, Justin Herbert, Joe Wald, Rashawn Slater, who else? Those guys, we'll stop there. Those guys, they deserve to get paid. They are blue chip players. Those are the principal players. Those are the guys that those are the guys that really make up the team. You know, I mean, if you even want to simmer it down from that, you can say Joe Watt, Darren James, Justin Herbert, maybe Rashawn Slater. But I even think Joe Watt is probably a better offensive lineman than Rashawn Slater. What I'm basically saying is that I do agree and I do like that Joe Ortiz is is taking care of in house, signing the guys who's in house. He's making sure they're paid. He's not going to hold off on paying them, stalling, and then try to sign a bunch of guys come in. That's a recipe for disaster. So I do like the strategy that he's doing. He's drafting very well. He has been drafting very well since he's been our general manager, since he's been the Los Angeles Chargers general manager. And not only is he drafting very well, he's bringing in guys on a cheap deal, on a 1 year deal, seeing if they can actually be the type of players that the Los Angeles Chargers are looking for. So I like that. I agree with that strategy. Like I said, but the only thing that bothers me with Joe Ortiz is the fact that there is an obvious guy out there who is a blue chip player, probably not just a blue chip player, but top five player in this position, and who could automatically make our team great. He's not going to spend big money on, and that bothers. That's the only thing that bothers me about Joe Ortiz. So hopefully he can come out of his ways with that because man, if it's obvious that we should sign a guy, you know, we got to break out the checkbook for him. Then we need to do that because we need to get a ring for we need to get the Chargers a first ring. We need to get a Super Bowl to LA in Justin Herbert's career because those opportunities don't come fast. We got the defense, we got the guys. Get a ring before these guys get too old or whatever, and then we got to start all over. So Joe Ortiz, if we can get an AJ Brown, if we can get a Miles Garrett, if we can get guys like that, bring them in, bro. Just get it because nothing is more important than getting a Super Bowl. What's the point of building for the future if you never get a Super Bowl? I don't want to be one of those teams that just always in the playoffs, always winning playoff games, and we still can't crack the code on winning the Super Bowl. And really, the teams that are doing that outside of the Chiefs, the Eagles. And you see, the Eagles general manager is a great general manager. The Eagles has always been a great franchise. They've always they win Super Bowls here and there. Why? Because they have a great owner and a great general manager who not only drafts well, not only signs the players, but he also doesn't mind breaking out the checkbook for guys in free agency. He's doing it all. He's not just staying stubborn and staying in this rigid, what's the word I'm looking for? Rigid. God, it was just on my tongue. He's not, yeah, rigid stubbornness of like, oh, we gotta do it this way, and it's like you're like always doing it. You're not using wise judgment. So the thing I like about the Eagles GM is that he uses wise judgment. He has a great strategy. He has a strategy, and he doesn't overspend, but he doesn't mind spending big bucks on obvious guys, on obvious players. So that's what I like about George Ortiz. That's what I like about the Eagles general manager. So Joe Ortiz, if you're not you, this is your first time being a GM for the Chargers. Don't screw it up by just being a stubborn person who thinks you got it all figured out, because you don't have it all figured out, because you haven't won the big game yet. You haven't. You haven't even got a playoff win as a GM yet. So don't just sit here and saying like everything you're doing is the right way to go about it, because it's obvious. Not, I'm gonna say it's obvious, but it's not. Use what the great GMs before you did. Learn from them. And what's the Eagles GM name? I think it's Howie Hosman or something like that. Let me see. Eagles general manager, because I mean, he's definitely one of the best general managers in the game. Yeah, Howie Roseman. So copy their framework, bro. Like, do your own thing. Yes, what you are doing, but you're not the best GM in the game. You're not. So stop trying to act like you are by just always repeating this same strategy as if it's the best thing in the market, like best thing in the league. I do agree with the BPA, best player available. I completely agree with that, but act like it, if you got if you have a if you're going to go by best player available, like say like AJ Brown, best player available in the free agency, you don't honestly believe that you're going to get the best player available on the team if you're going to be like, oh, AJ Brown is asking for too much. If AJ Brown is the best player, if you get AJ Brown to the Chargers right now, he's automatically the best wide receiver in the entire Chargers. So if you got an opportunity to bring him into the Chargers, you can't be cheap of like, oh, I don't want to sign AJ Brown because he's asking for too much. But I guarantee you, if AJ Brown did come to the LA Chargers, he already has a Super Bowl ring. So that means he already knows how to win. He knows how to win more than anybody on the LA Chargers. He knows how to do it. I don't think anybody on the Chargers has a Super Bowl ring. So that's my point. Okay, so we have to look at things like that. We have to take things into consideration. If a guy is out there, man, and it's obvious he can make our team not just better, but like 10 times better, then we need to go ahead and make that happen. Bring him in. I'm not saying we have an opportunity to bring in AJ Brown. Maybe we do. I don't know. I think the Eagles are kind of open to trading him, but they're going to trade him for a king's ransom. So I don't believe in like giving a whole king's ransom for a guy. But I do believe if you have the opportunity to sign somebody and it's going to be a lot of money, go ahead and bring them if they're already proven. That's all I'm saying. So I hope Joe Ortiz changes his ways when it comes to that. But outside of that, I think he's a remarkable GM. I think he's doing a great job. He has had great drafts since he's been with us. He really has, and he has got really solid players out of free agency and making great trades since he's been our GM. He has done that too. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. But I'm just going to go over this Charters article real quick. All right, let's see here. All right. So the Chargers 2026 NFL draft class is officially set. The Bulls selected a 208 players over the course of 3 days. Five on the offensive side of the ball and three on the defense side of the ball, starting with Miami edge rusher Akeem Mesidor. He was a number 22 overall. So let's just see. Joe Ortiz and the group were fired up with the results after the draft, taking the best available players at each position, and adding plenty of competition to a number of position groups. Ortiz said, "It's fun to sit up there for 3 days and make the picks, but you have to reflect on what's gone into it. Just really proud of everyone's efforts. Let's take the best players and make the team as competitive and as good as we can make it." Let's see here. So so this article rated the Chargers an A minus. Joe Ortiz is in sync with Jim Harbaugh's wants and field needs, well with pass rush and interior offensive line, having the highest priority with Mesidor and Slaughter. Yes, those guys are immediate starters. Smith can be a big time playmaker to help Darren James in the secondary. Watch out for the super speedy Thompson being deployed well by McDaniel too. Yeah, see, I'm interested to see what Genesis Smith can do. I thought that was a very, very interesting pick. So you got two young guys, Genesis Smith, and R.J. Mickens, who we drafted last year. That's going to be so interesting with those two safeties, those two young safeties. And we got the vet safeties, Darren James, Tony Jefferson, and who was the other safety? Can't remember the other safety. But yeah, those two guys. And then, oh, what's that guy's name? The guy we got from Tennessee. Crap, I'm so mad I can't remember his name. But those three, and then now you got Genesis Smith and R.J. Mickens. So, let's see. Yeah, so that's all we got. All right, so let's see. CBS Sports gave us a B plus. They said the Chargers had a Jim Harbaugh like draft. They got tougher on both lines, taking edge. Akeem Mesidor in the first was a great move, and second round offensive lineman Jay Slaughter, who will likely start at guard, even though he will be their center down the road. I like their draft. You can never go wrong drafting big people. Yeah, so these are all just grades from there. Mel Kiper Jr. from ESPN, he gave us a B. He said Mesidor is an older prospect with 12 and a half sacks last season in the bend, burst, and power to consistently annoy opposing QBs. Teamed up with Khalil Mack and Tui Polotu, there is a lot of upside. The Chargers didn't make an effort to address the interior on day two, landing Jake Slaughter. He's one of Mel Kiper's favorite players to watch in this class. And they said, I know Los Angeles has Biadash, but Slaughter has the ability to step in as a rookie and start. Okay. He has 33 SEC starts under his belt, and he's a powerful dude with solid mobility. He's a big guy. He's really big. He's 6'5", 303 pounds. The guard picks came late with Logan Taylor and Alex Harkey in round 6. And then he said the Brendan Thompson pick was fun. He can fly, running a 4.26 at the combine, but he has a lot of untapped potential as a return man too. That's awesome. So he went for 1,054 yards last season, and he's 5'9", 164 pounds slot receiver. He could be a reliable outlet for Herbert. He's an extremely small guy, but he can fly. So he's going to be very interesting to watch, and he can pack on some muscle into that frame. Let's see. So Christopher Knox off Bleacher Report gave us a B also. Says the Chargers reached a bit for Slaughter. Maybe reached, but he and Mesidor should help fill the two biggest holes on LA's roster. This team won't have many starting jobs up for grabs over the summer, but General Manager Joe Ortiz did a solid job of adding late prospects who can stick on the roster. Okay, let's see. PPF, Pro Football Focus, gave us a B as well. They said Mesidor is an older prospect, 25 years old, but it's difficult to be more impressive than he was coming off the edge from Miami in 2025. He earned an elite 92.5 PFF pass rush grade to go along with an 85 plus run defense grade. So he can rush and he's good in the run game. Mesidor is set to replace Adolphe Owe and help maintain his strong, and he more than likely going to be better than Owe and help maintain a strong top three of off the edge for the Chargers alongside Khalil Mack and Tuli Pelotu. This season is going to be extremely exciting. It's going to be like a very very exciting season. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see. And that's it. I just wanted to go over the Chargers. I just wanted to go over the Chargers draft and see what y'all have to say about that. What y'all think? Let me know what your team's draft is. If you want me to go over your team's draft grades or whatever what they're doing in the offseason. And I did talk about the Patriots a little bit, but I didn't go over their draft grade. So I'll probably do that next video. Go over New England's draft grade, see what their draft was looking like. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This is No Days Off, no on this channel. We'll be back very soon, all day. Deuces.